All right. Greetings, family. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever what time it is for you. You know, I figure I'd go ahead and just do a quick live or whatever early on. I'm gonna go ahead and start off and play a couple of songs and let everybody join in. I'm gonna just be going over random topics and stuff. Got some good stuff for y'all today. Appreciate y'all joining in and thank you. One moment, let me go ahead and set this up.
It's the expressions on my face, the emotions that make me pace. Darkness keeping us from grace, kinetic energy starting to race. It's the expressions on my face, the emotions that make me pace. Darkness keeping us from grace, kinetic energy starting to race. It's the expressions on my face, the emotions that make me pace. Darkness keeping us from grace, kinetic energy starting to race. It's the expressions on my face, the emotions that make me pace. Darkness keeping us from grace, kinetic energy starting to race. It's man over matter. This is Jacob's ladder. The hourglass will shatter. Call me the Mad Hatter. Male lamb will get fatter. Warm blood will splatter. A nation they had to scatter. The heavens hear the chatter. I take a shot with the beer. Angelic voices in my ear. Minutes are yelling clear. Lost one you hold dear. The Holy One will reappear. Prepare for war without fear. The end of time is near. Sad face matches the tear. It's the expressions on my face, the emotions that make me pace. Darkness keeping us from grace, kinetic energy starting to race. It's the expressions on my face, the emotions that make me pace. Darkness keeping us from grace, kinetic energy starting to race. It's the expressions on my face, the emotions that make me pace. Darkness keeping us from grace. Energy starting to race. It's the expressions on my face, the emotions that make me pace. Darkness keeping us from grace, kinetic energy starting to race. I know who you are. I kill for this bar. Rough ride in this car, forever with my star. Smoking on a cigar, just as black as tar. They calling me Scar, skills up to par. Life isn't a dream, got caught in a beam. Water turns into steam, traitors on my team. Worthy to redeem, sold into a scene. Ridiculed and a meme, getting ready to scream. It's the expressions on my face, the emotions that make me pace. Darkness keeping us from grace, kinetic energy starting to race. It's the expressions on my face, the emotions that make me pace. Darkness keeping us from grace, kinetic energy starting to race. It's the expressions on my face, the emotions that make me pace. Darkness keeping us from grace, kinetic energy starting to race. It's the expressions on my face, the emotions that make me pace. Darkness keeping us from grace, kinetic energy starting to race. Real dipped in gold, life out in the cold. Woke from the first mold, heavenly child was soul. Earth is wickedly bold, weak hands will fold. Bright lights to behold, gotta love to uphold. We're out on the limb, take us above the rim. Life taught me to swim from the blood of Shem. Don't let the light dim. Chorus singing to him, situation making it grim. Be strong in the gym. This has been another innovation production. Goodbye.
Yeah, I like that song. It's by my brother Dante Exodus. Make sure you give him a subscribe. Check out some of his videos. He got songs, he got teachings, good stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Play another one. I like that the outro part where you got the marching troop sound and then they start playing the chauffeur. I kind of inspired that one right there. I was gonna use it like something like that for one of my videos, but I ain't never come out one, so I was like, go ahead and take that idea. I like that one. So I'm about to play another song right quick. One moment, please. And this is the channel I'm talking about. Make sure you give it a subscribe. Got 300 something subscribers. Always can use more. Always dropping teachings, knowledge, and songs. Some feel good music stuff. Play one more right quick.
Welcome to the netherworld. Everything that you were used to has passed away. Open your pineal gland and enter the third eye. Go hard. Lately I've been feeling guilty, need to make a confession. Let me speak on this and take away the hidden aggression. I've been convicted, so I'm trying to make a concession. You have great things happening on the earth in succession. Sometimes things outside the boxes are inner expression. Meanwhile, mastering your skills might be a profession. When you bottle things up inside, that's a form of suppression. How does being overly obsessed become an obsession? When does becoming depressed become the depression? How does the proper progress become the progression? How long can you transgress before it becomes a transgression? I need the operator to operate on the rules of oppression. I must speak out against the system of darkness aggression. I don't try to impress people, I just leave an impression. The truth of the matter was written in a facial expression. People refuse to go back to work after the long recession. Lord, live in me. Go hard. Lord, live in me. Go hard. Lord, live in me. Go hard. Jacob had a dream when he laid his head on that stone and went into the subconscious. He was physically gone, leaving the conscious world to walk before his throne, eating the bread and meat and spitting out the bone. Reprobate behavior sometimes not condoned. Just as soon as the flesh and blood wraps over the bone, priests walking around with the best oils and cologne. I get sweaty tunnel vision when I'm in my auto zone. Black angels don't blow trumpets, they blow the trombone. I'm getting the feeling that we too far gone to atone. I'm getting crazy encrypted messages on my phone. Some people don't care about the truth of the unknown. Do you ever feel like that you waiting alone? Sometimes I'm feeling like Rocky, sometimes Sylvester Stallone. Feeling like I'm a maverick, I want to do things on my own. When I speak to the Father, I always change my tone. Lord, live in me. Go hard. Lord, live in me. The Matrix mainframe is shut down. Baba Yetu, Baba Yetu, Baba Yetu, Baba Yetu. My God, the Holy Father has been with our people ever since we landed on these shores. Hallelujah, forgive us for our sins. We disrespected you first and left you alone. You didn't leave us alone. Hallelujah. Morning dew covers the grass at the break of day. This is a piece of shit world, I don't know what to say. This is the valley of dry bones, but bones don't decay. If you a stumbling block, please stay out of my people's way. My people have to come together and learn how to play. Sorta like blooming flowers that only open in May. If Jesus is the fish, why we the fish fillet? We make the Father angry, as a people we have to pay. Under blue skies and running waters, the grass is green. It's the simple lessons that'll teach you what life means. When you blind, things ain't always what they seem. Life is a reality, not a play or commercial scheme. A worthy people to us all, we will be redeemed. The day of reckoning is not locked away in a dream. I look to those things that are hidden and the unseen. Baba Yetu, Baba Yetu, Baba Yetu, Baba Yetu. Biblically speaking, our people are the cream of the crop. This is a never-ending story. Our blood will never stop. Got their hands raised to heaven like heaven gon' drop. I cried over spilt milk, now I just use the mop. Remember what you did to us while you was on top. Remember we gave you swag and a love for hip-hop. We were the backbone of America. The flag was the prop. We look for protection from our God and not the cops. The gates of heaven are open. What's blowing in the wind? The matrix is built off the decimal system based on 10. Heaven is a reality. The earth is a parallel twin. Half man, half angel mixed with a little gin. About the time that we become adults, we perfect sin. I guess that I love my nation. That's my next of kin. One for all for one. That's how we win. One for all for one. That's how we win.
Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
Baba Yetu, Baba Yetu, Baba.
Yeah, that was I don't know if you heard it before, but if you haven't heard it before, that's me saying "Ye are the light of the world." I like that song. I did real good with that one. I'm gonna play one more right quick, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start up the show. Got a couple of topics boiling in my head. I'll drop the link if anybody want to join the panel or whatever. But play one more right quick.
That'd probably take him.
You are my friend. You are my friend. You are my friend. You are my friend. In the memory of Jacob's sons, I pray on this stone. I pray to the Father that he never leaves his throne. I pray to the Father that he never leaves us alone. I feel what I say is the truth deep in my bones. Walk with him in power, the type that'll silence your phone. My people are broke, looking left and right for a loan. My people are tired, hurt, scared of the unknown. I'm feeling like Nebuchadnezzar with a water postponed. From the east, the locusts approach from the skies. The hidden, darkest places where the truth lies. Wherever death lives, there's a swarm of flies. You have to apply the anointing or directly to the eyes. He's my friend. He's my friend. He's my friend. got fat and lazy, put us back into shape. Hard for us to make that spiritual escape. Confirmation in your heart is not live on tape. This is Wakanda, not the planet of the apes. A daily sacrifice in the temple, under the drapes. For any and every reason we had to desperately scrape. No longer will they be allowed to pillage and rape. Prophets speaking in the spirit with the wind in their cape. He's my friend. He's my friend. He's my friend. He's my friend.
All right, I hope everybody enjoyed that. Some good music from my brother Bantu Exodus. You know what I'm saying? Check his channel out. Give him a subscribe. Give him some likes. You know, send some comments, some feedback, good stuff like that. What's that first topic I wanted to go into? I guess I'll just talk about one thing. Addictions. You know, everybody got different addictions. So I'll give an example. Like one thing I've not only stumbled with in the past, but even currently, alcoholism. You know, drinking too much alcohol. You know, some people get addicted to smoking cigarettes. Some people get addicted to, some people are addicted to retail. Some people are addicted to World Star, negative stuff, social media. Some people retail. Like I gotta have the newest fashion. I gotta have the latest trending clothes. I gotta be like whatever perceived image that people got currently. You know, there's so many forms of addiction, and you know, some people are workaholics. Some people are addicted to going to work. Like, you know what? Even though they don't feel right because they're not doing nothing because they're so used to working. You know, addiction comes in so many different ways. Like, you know, it's something that people struggle with, and you know, one way to try to overcome something like that because it's powerful. So you want to try to take it one step at a time. So, like, let's use an example. Somebody smokes cigarettes. They might smoke 2 packs a day, which is bad. Then maybe they go down to a pack and a half after a couple of months. Now they're down to a pack. Then after a year or so, they're down to a half a pack. And after like 3-4 years, now they're down to 10, maybe 5 cigarettes a day. Then after a while, they can, you know, quit. Sometimes it's hard to go cold turkey. And if you don't understand the term about cold turkey, it's like when you're addicted to something and then you just go totally off of it. You know, you don't let yourself gradually go off of it. You just totally cut it off. Some things can be done like that, but certain things, it takes a little bit of time. So, you know, be patient. Use a little bit of time so you can get over some of the addictions that you got, because there's so, I mean, the list of addictions, it's rampant. Like some people use pills, some people smoke crack, you know, this is where you get like the term Pookies and Ray Ray. If y'all don't know who Pookie is, because I'm pretty sure some of y'all don't, and I know anybody listening like, who the hell doesn't know who Pookie is? Now I promise you, there's some people who be listening to these lives and be saying Pookie, don't even know who it is. So Pookie was a fictional character in a movie called New Jack City, played by Chris Rock. He was like, "Give me that turkey, girl." Woo! I would love to play that scene, but since I lost the channel already, I'm gonna try to keep this clean and try not to play certain stuff that's gonna take my channel. But it's like, give me that turkey. She was like the prom queen. So it's pretty funny, pretty funny. Ray Ray. Okay, so that's Pookie. Now Ray Ray. Most of y'all, when y'all hear Pookies and Ray Rays, you don't know who Ray Ray is, and a lot of y'all be like, "Man, who the hell doesn't know what Ray Ray?" Now, okay, so let me go to another movie. There's a movie called South Central, and I don't know the actor's name or whatever, but there was this fictional character, and his name was Ray Ray. He was basically like a gang leader. Deuces, yeah, Deuces. It was like Deuce here, you know. It was on some gang shit. His name was Ray Ray. So that's where you get the name Pookie and Ray Ray from. Two different movies that came out in America. Some hood type movies type shit. They were good. I grew up watching those movies in New Jack City and South Central. Pretty good movies, amongst all the movies that we've seen. But yeah, that's where you get your Pookies and Ray Rays from. Pookie, you basically a crackhead, and it's funny. The boy G Money had an addiction too. You know what I'm saying? So addiction, it's a lot of stuff. Like you could say a lot of in African American culture, a lot of us is addicted to drinking and smoking weed and hanging out and some shit like that, which is a stereotype. But you see it, and it's promoted because it's negative. It makes us look bad. So of course, that shit gonna be broadcasted to the masses so people can see that. But for the vast majority of, even to the people who do that, that's not something they just do all the time. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people do that all the time. Me particularly, I like in my leisure time, if I got a day off, I'm off from work or whatever, I like to drink a couple of beers. Sometimes I kind of overdo it. Sometimes I do. I admit that, it's something I'm working on. Nobody's perfect. And one thing about me, I'm such at a high level and so good at so many things that I don't mind showing some of my flaws because I know I'm not perfect. And I like to, some people have low self-esteem because they're trying to live up to these social media expectations, what they see on the news, what they see like in the rap videos, or what they see in the movies. And you will always be at a lower self-esteem if you're trying to reach, or you're trying to emit, or you're trying to, pay to look and act and talk like something that you're not. I mean, these people that you see in these rap videos and these movies and on social media, I mean, it takes 5, 10, 15 people to make them up and talk to get everything right. So you're being presented a false image. So let alone you're being presented a false image that's being made up by a lot of other people, but you're just an individual who's trying to keep up with a trend of a false image, which is it's detrimental to our society. And it might not seem that bad, but trust me, it affects people. Like, okay, skinny jeans. Oh, now you're not cool unless you're wearing skinny jeans. Now you got to throw your whole damn wardrobe out so you can look like some whatever guy, you feel me? I'm like, who is the person making up these trends? Like, who is actually behind it? Like, a lot of times, y'all follow trends and don't even know who actually created it and what their agenda was. But you see everybody doing it. It's the next wave. You get your surfboard on. You jump right on that wave. You start trying to surf on it until the wave crash down. It's the next wave. Don't be a wave-driven person. Don't be a trend-driven person. Like what they say, be a trendsetter. Like there's always a void for the next thing. So instead of being yourself, you're jumping from this trend to this shit. Okay, now it's skinny jeans. Now it's baggy jeans. Now it's straight, fit. Nah, you make something that people actually like. Make something that you like and people actually like it. It's easy to, to fool people, and just be like everybody else. That's one thing I try not to be, is being like everybody else. Like if it's something new and people are into it, I stay cautious from that shit because it's probably some type of weird agenda, some weird people, something I don't agree with behind it. So I usually tend to stick away from stuff like this. So be careful with these trends and these waves. And let me tell you the newest one of the newest ones that came out. So you have something called The Awakening. I'm gonna make a banner for this. Give me one moment. I need to make a banner for this right quick. Because this is important. Very, very important right here. I'm trying to stick to some relevant topics, random topics, but something that's, just actually relevant. Oh shit. Wow. All right, got it. All right. The awakening. So now you've heard of the term woke or woke culture and this, that, and the third. And see, it's kind of funny. Like as soon as something comes out that's good, people put something bad on it or put their own little spin on it. Like a rainbow was supposed to be a sign from God in the Bible that He wouldn't flood the earth again. Now it's being used by a group of people for their lifestyle, which is totally different and against what the you know. But I'm not knocking them, but that's just the explanation that. So another one, being woke, like being aware, like being out of the matrix. But now they turn being woke into you accept that lifestyle of people wanting to live a lifestyle that I don't particularly agree with. So I'm like, okay, so let's not use woke anymore. This at the third. No, the awakening. See, you can't take that since y'all want to be woke and all this other stuff, and pull all your garbage and your baggage all up into that. Okay, we're not using that anymore. The awakening. So let me explain to you about the awakening. It's like spirituality. Like, okay, you was in a religion or you are in a religion, and now you found a closer. You found a closer comprehension and respective to the Most High, the Creator or God, whatever you call him, because it's a lot of different names, even though don't nobody know his name. And, it's like somebody who's higher than us, and it's like he doesn't even need a name. Like he's beyond having a name, but people got to have a reference point. Now, in this awakening, there's a lot of people who are being thieves and stealing, and they want to take you on a trip to the motherland. It's like so much. It's like so much crap is going on. It's like instead of enlightening people and bringing them closer to God, they're trying to get closer to people's pockets. And it's the truth. Now there are a lot of good teachers who teach good and do good, and some of them actually offer tours and trips, and that is nothing bad. It's nothing wrong with those ones. But I'm talking about the ones who just not those ones. I'm talking about the ones who just strictly in this so they can get some type of monetary denomination, some type of notoriety, some type of popularity, and all the other stuff. Stay away from them people. They kind of easy to spot. It's sad that people would use, God or spirituality for their personal benefit. But look at it. You got a whole bunch of mega churches and stuff like that where people just throwing their money at somebody who's why would you throw your money at a person who's preaching to you, who has more money than you when you're not doing so good? And there's people out there who actually need help. Like there's a Bible verse that says that it's easier to fit a camel through the eye of a needle. The little hole in the needle where it's so hard to get the string through? That's the eye of a needle. It's easier to fit a camel through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter heaven. But you're not going to hear now one of these pastors or preachers say that because they want to be rich, but they still want to make you feel like you're going to heaven. And a lot of them, they just lying to you. And then most of you church-going people are so lazy, you don't even pick up your book, your Bible, or even have one. You don't even pick it up until the pastor says, go to verse such and such, such and such. You're just reading a verse. That book can be in your house. You could be reading that yourself. What's wrong with y'all? But y'all so lazy. And some of these pastors got to make up stuff for y'all to even grasp onto. And it's sad. It's like bad congregation, bad pastor. It's like a sheep being led by a wolf, or or wolves being led by a sheep. It's sad, and it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Like some people can't see. It's like, oh, you can't speak about pastor. He just your pastor, your reverend. He's just a normal human being that sins just like me and you. They not perfect. Any one of them telling you that, you've been brainwashed. You're probably a part of a cult. Nobody's perfect. I'm not saying there's not some good preachers and pastors. For the most part, there's a lot of them that's in this for monetary gain. Pastor need a new jet. He need a new Rolls Royce. He needs a new business suit and all this other stuff. And what about your community? How does your community actually look? Does your community have the lifestyle that preacher, that pastor have? Because they should. I mean, that's the whole thing about, when you're supposed to be going to church and getting it with God, because we supposed to be doing things, not dressing up and putting a whole bunch of cologne and perfume on and throwing some little fashion show on Sunday and go back out to the world being carnal and evil and wicked as hell. Some of y'all need to stop. It's sad. You call that a place of God? God ain't nowhere in that place. That just a letter, just 3 letters in that place. GLD. He was like, why would he come around something like that? He want to come into, what cologne and perfume is? A lot of that stuff has actual hormones in it. So you think God want to smell some hormone sweat juice and watch y'all dress up like a fashion show, and y'all don't even read the book? Like, come on now, like, stop with that. That shit is blasphemous. It's sad. And some of y'all spend your hard-earned money into it, think you're gonna reach into heaven with that shit. That's what's so sad. Like, that shit need to stop. So with the awakening, it's people who's been, their mind has been opened up to the higher ladder of things. Not with this. Hey, I just go to this church and I listen to everything pastor say. I'm good. I'm saved. Nah, it ain't that easy. It ain't that easy. Am I going to heaven? I don't know. But one thing I'm gonna admit to you is that I know that certain shit ain't right, and I'm not gonna just sit back and be like, just go do that, just go to church. Nah, man. Some of the people are wicked as hell, like very, very wicked. You know what I'm saying? And nobody, people scared to speak about it. It's like, no, you can't talk about the church. You can't talk about the past. Come on now, man. Come on now. Like, it's sad. Like, but in the awakening, people are there's different levels and different schools of thoughts in spirituality. You see what I'm saying? So, you have some people in different stuff. Like, there's so many different spiritualities, but just so far as the original, from like Africa, like where most of your religions come from, type thing. That's what I try to focus in on. So the awakening is it's been going on. It's been going on forever, but like the resurgence of the movement of what's going on, it's this is not just one movement. It's like this is a banner of a lot of different things. Even though in each one of these different things they have their own awakening, but it's more of the outpouring of knowledge that everybody should receive to understand different spiritual things that they're not being talked about. So like when you see it in a movie or you read it in a book and stuff, and it's fantastic, you listen to it, but when you get actual physical people, we actually start talking about it. A lot of people get ostracized, looked down upon, and just that and the third. So, take your time to listen to people. And some people just full of shit. Like some shit you shouldn't listen to. But then again, don't hold that back from the people. It's like, you know what? I actually should listen to this. This is actually some good knowledge right here. So, be careful with that one. Give me one moment. One moment, please. All right, and that's pretty much what the awakening is. So, you know, be careful. Some people are gonna be coming up with like little religious cults and stuff like that. So be very, very mindful and careful of that. And don't shy away from people that might not seem like, okay, I haven't heard this before. Actually, take your time, do your due diligence, and do your research and check on things yourself. You feel me? Don't just take anything for somebody's mouth and say, you know what, I just automatically believe this person. Nah, always do some research. Ask God, pray. You never know. So, We go to the next one. All right. So I gotta fly off the hip, fire off the hip, freestyle with this. So I talked about addictions. I talked about the awakening. Something else I could talk about. Any current news that I heard about? Hmm. Well, I know inflation been high as a motherfucker. Like paying for gas is like some people don't they can't even afford to go to work. The gas is so bad. It's like wow. Um, you know, talk to a few people. Ask them about their situations and like you know, some people have to catch a Uber or a Lyft to work, and then if you calculate how much they paying for the Uber or Lyft for work, they're actually paying for a new car and their insurance for it, but don't even get the car or the insurance that they paying for. So it's like sad that we're in the system that we're in a system where the people at the bottom end, it's always they say it's always need to be some people at the bottom end, some people who are working all this other stuff. Yeah, I hear you with that. But at the same time, people should be able to take care of this. So, like if we can go out here and build houses and stuff like this and raise livestock food, we should be able to afford that when we actually have to work and do all this other stuff. Now, how to break that down, it's not so simple. But we ain't at a loss of resources. And when the prices of something go up, that means something actually happened to affect that. You telling me because of a losing war across the other side of the goddamn the world is the reason why my shit don't went up? Nah, that's a fucking lie. You just jack the prices up and y'all making profits off of it. We sitting here on the bottom end suffering from that shit. And y'all might not understand it, you might not see it, but trust me, especially this young generation. Oh my God, they get hit hard. Like they gotta go out here in the society and be able to take care of themselves. But a lot of the things, the prices and everything is very unreasonable. Like who wants to pay all that money for little or nothing? Like why are people working so hard to get little or nothing? It's sad. This society. And people been talking about new world order and great resets and stuff like that. But at the same time, if you think about the current condition that the world is operating in, it isn't as efficient as it should be. Like, it could be way more efficient, but that's something that we all need to take care of right there. It's like, you know, even though we are going through inflation, it should go down like the housing bubble and stuff like that. Like people just buying property up, people buying up gold. And then you gotta ask yourself, why are people buying up properties? Why are people buying up gold? Why would people pay cash for your junk car? It's because there's actually a value in it. But if we actually hold on to things that have value but seem not to have the value, why sell it and then it automatically gets the value? Nah, we need to have value where it is first. So a lot of you, and you can include me in this. We need to have higher value on different things. Our intellectual properties, like we just give up free ideas. You know what I'm saying? Free ideas. Like people sit in rooms and get paid for their ideas. We just freely give them up on social medias and YouTube, different platforms and stuff. We shouldn't just be giving our ideas up. We should be creating our intellectual properties as such and copyrighting them, making sure can't nobody take our ideas and actually make money off of some of the stuff we actually doing. Otherwise, you're just making somebody else richer with your own brain and wondering why you're so poor. Like, like you gotta model yourself around. You know what? I can talk about certain stuff, but I'm not gonna get into detail because I don't want somebody to take it. It's like this: you come up with a good idea, but you ain't actually went with it full fruition. And it's been like that with a lot of things, like the light bulb, like the telephone. Somebody come up with it, but then somebody makes it. Somebody makes it into a working thing that actually can work in society. Now they even want making money off of, even though someone else came up with the idea, and not even getting paid for it. So be careful with your intellectual properties. No, it could be just a freestyle. It could be a piece of art. Now people heard your freestyle. Now people stealing your freestyle, or people seeing your artwork. Now people stealing your art style or your artwork design. Be careful with that. There's some people they just sit back all day. It's like, you know what? I ain't got to do that. I ain't got to be creative. I'm gonna just steal other people's shit. And some people making money off that right now. You'd be surprised. It's pretty sad though. You know, like you can't come up with nothing creative yourself, so you just gonna steal other people's stuff and make money off of it. And a lot of these singers and rappers, when you look at the album, look at a song and see who is it written by. And a lot of times, their songs and these raps aren't written by the person that's performing them. You're listening to a performer, somebody who performs the music, not the creator, not the writer. And then you wonder why these people are so broke, because they really didn't do nothing besides, you know, and I could use a couple of classic cases. Like there's these new people, like they never really rap. All they did was repeat rhymes. And somebody wrote some stuff on them, gave them a good beat. Now you solidified them like they good lyricists and all this other shit. Nah, you like that person that wrote that person lyrics. That person ain't got a lick of talent. It's sad. And they keep doing this, and people keep falling for it. Like y'all keep falling for these like nobodies that they keep propping up. It's sad. Like stop giving them views and stuff. And then you never know. You got payola and different stuff like that. So if you don't know what payola is, okay, I'm a big name rapper, right? And my album about to drop. So I pay off the radio stations, I pay off YouTube, I pay off Facebook, I pay off everybody. Now, as soon as my video drop, I got an instant million views in this and the third. So after y'all see my video got 1 million to 2 million views, now 3, 4, 5 million people gonna go watch it now because they see that 1 or 2 million views. But you don't realize it's a fake number. They just put that up there. Like that many people didn't even watch it is because that person has so much money and clout that they don't want to be perceived as lower than the expectation of what they're trying to receive. So they just cheat. They just straight up cheat. Like y'all don't even know it. Like, that's one thing I'm not gonna try to prove, but it's a real thing. Like you look at something like, hold up, where did those numbers come from? Like, how did that happen? You know, sometimes controversy actually brings numbers too, but for the most part, it don't be like that. And they be cheating and lying, and y'all just eat it right on up. Like, oh yeah, then y'all fall in love with this new bullshit ass, nobody ass person who doesn't have a lick of talent, and they just reciting and performing somebody else's lyrics. They didn't even make the beat. Somebody made a nice hypnotic beat. You really like the beat. You really ain't listening to the lyrics. You really don't care about the person, but you're excited because now that popularity and fame, which you would like to obtain, now you look and put that person on the pedestal. And as soon as they take all that stuff away from the person be like, oh, I'm about to do this by myself, this, that, and the third, because they won't get paid, right? Because, you know, when you break it down, you got that many different people doing that shit. You just looking at it as like that person. But you, like I said, you got a writer, you got the person creating, you got the producers, you got the people making the beats, you got somebody coming up with the rhyme scheme, you got somebody coming up with the story format of that particular song or rap that you're listening to. And then once they go, now they don't have all those people behind them. And then you wonder why they shit sound like trash. Nah, it's the same shit that they had. It just now they don't have all that backing. So that's why you don't hear that production quality in their stuff. And it never fails to test the time. It is rare that somebody actually has all that and then leaves that and actually does that level of quality stuff just by themselves. You've been pampered. You've been dumbed down. You've been watered down to make something that's good, but then when you come out of it, you can't recreate that because you're not all those people and producers and writers and storyboard teller people that makes that, you know, happen. Even though you've been around it, you know, you can still come out with some good music. That's why some people who actually don't come into that lane, who have their own original sound, like it's a few of them, you know, and they ain't the best, but they progress and get better. And we appreciate them for that. So, like, you know, some people are like, oh, this person's trash, this person what? Nah, it's like, nah, that person got some good content, but could it be better? Yeah, it could be better. And then we allow them to grow as an actor or a singer or a rapper, and we let them grow so we can see how much better they can get, because it's kind of easy to spot potential sometimes. And then sometimes it's not. Like some people, You know, it's like they wake up one morning, boom, now they just in overdrive, overload with their thought processes and their creativity just starts driving to a whole nother level of consciousness. And now you start getting way better performances and way more better material and content from that person. So always look out for that one. I'm just just randomly talking about different things. Is anything else I wanted to come up with? Well, I'll go on that a little bit more though, because you don't understand. Like they got a saying, you gotta pay to play. Like you think you just gonna come into the rap game or the acting game, you gotta know somebody, you gotta have a little bit of money. It just don't happen like that unless you one of those people. It's like, you know what, this person is so marketable that I ain't even gotta really do much. All I gotta do is put them to the mass of the crowd, and they just gonna love them. They're gonna eat it up. You got to be careful because a lot of times they change your image. Like to be more marketable, they have to put money into you and change your appearance, sometimes the way you talk, the way you act. And now you're living a whole different lifestyle, this fake, and it's a facade, so you can be able to gain that notoriety and fame. Like this is why you have when you got a singer or actor these stars, they have these mental breakdowns. It's where they can't come out to the public and say, hey, this shit is fake as hell and I'm being told and placed to do all this stuff and I'm tired of doing this shit. And they had this mental breakdown and they go crazy. That's usually what it be about. It's because it's a separation anxiety, if you so to say. So like the person they was and the person they being marketed as to make money are two different individuals. And inside they're fighting some type of internal war to try to keep their self and at the same time keep that public image of what they do. It's like okay, I got another example for you. Like these politicians, you don't know now one of these guys or ladies, and all of a sudden they get a fat check, they get a whole bunch of they get a lot of funding for their campaign, a lot of political donations for their campaign and stuff. And now they boost up their image and they go out and they start talking to people and start making people like them. Them people was around and could have been doing that shit. Them motherfuckers doing that shit, so you'll fucking vote for them. And you stupid motherfuckers be falling for that shit. I hate to curse and say some stuff like that, but it's the truth. Like you ain't know nothing about that person. Now you seen a couple of commercials, see him talking to a crowd of people. Now you like that person. Was that person doing that before that election came up? Like we need to pay attention to stuff like that. Were they actually going around and speaking to you and talking about what you do? And then when after they get elected, do they go around and talk to y'all and make y'all happy and stuff? Or do they go right back to what they was? And y'all fall for this. I mean, you know how much money it goes into that? Like we could be helping mental health people and homeless people and stuff. Instead, we spending money to make people like somebody that people don't like in the first place. Because it costs a lot of money to make people like somebody they don't like. But you can spend enough money for it. It's just like these people are supposedly famous. As soon as they become famous, oh, y'all just like them. You know why you like them? Because you want to be them. You want to be their friend. You want to be their girlfriend. You want to be their boyfriend. You think that you want to be in it, but you're not. This is going to be on the outside looking stupid. You're just a groupie. You even come like that with the politics. Like you call yourself a Republican or you call yourself a Democrat, so you just automatically vote for them. Why not actually listen to what a person's saying, seeing what they're actually going to do, and vote for something that you actually agree on? And this is sad. Things are set up. Things can be set up a lot better, but people are like, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna use one of Kaiser's things, low IQ. So because of people have low IQ, we have to dumb down the songs, we have to dumb down the music, we have to dumb down the education, just so everybody can get ahead. But at the same time, for people like me or people who's even smarter than me, we gotta listen to a whole bunch of dumb trash and stuff because that's what y'all love seeing and eating. I'm like, yo, stop with that. Like y'all messing up for people like. Some of y'all don't even know what a good song is. Some of y'all don't know what a good meal is. You think you do, but you don't. You could be hearing a good song or eating a good meal and don't even respect it because you're so lower leveled on the dumbness that they gave you. Like if somebody only taught you dumb shit all your life, that's all you would know. But you don't have to. just because they throwing out a million dumb shit a day. You just don't listen to it. Don't watch it. You know, you're not being forced to watch it or listen to this stuff, stupid stuff. Like there's a mental break in between what people actually know and what they do, and between what people subconsciously know and do. So I put on good beat. I can just take this girl who is just straight up trash. Y'all don't like her. She funny or whatever, and this other third. Dress up, Barbie up, plastic surgery, get her boobs done, get her butt done, get her some speaking lessons. Now y'all just love her. Y'all just love her. And she's the same nobody or guy. He's nobody. Y'all just love these people. Like, worship these people. It's sad. It's sad. Y'all are easily done. Like, okay, even for me. Growing up, I watched a lot of different movies, watched different things and stuff, and I didn't realize it at first, but it came to a point sometime like in elementary school where I realized, hey, there's definitely something wrong going on with a lot of things. And you can kind of blame the people in charge, but it ain't so far as the people in charge of people who's actually going through these things. It's sad. People be, just like worshiping people that they didn't like. Like if you met that person, that's why it's the saying, if you meet your hero or your favorite rock star, you wouldn't like them. It's because they putting on a fake persona to make marketable so people will spend money and earn revenue. And like it's sad. Like even like I said, even me, like I grew up watching different stuff, but it came to a point to where I realized, there's something definitely wrong. Like I was saying, like you can kind of blame the people in charge, but it's more on the masses. Because if people don't demand and watch and do that, they're not going to bring that up. But because y'all been eating and listening to this shit so much, that's what they got to give out. So like it's an eternal war. It's like, damn, we want to put out some better stuff. Damn, we want to hear better stuff. But that's the like, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But this definitely broken. It's like it's severely broken. Like the level of like education and movies and stuff, even though we like further ahead in time and technology and all this other shit, it don't get worse. Like, how can we get further and get worse stuff? Like even to like the materials and the goods and stuff we buy, like the shit breaks quick. Like it's certain stuff like even to like people phones and TVs, it seems like they got like an automatic time limit for it, and it's like got kill switch in it. Like after you don't had that TV for 3 years and it's got a 3-year warranty, right after that 3-year warranty ends up, then your TV just automatically goes up. You're like, what the hell is going on with this? It's like they got a built-in kill switch. It could work longer, it could have been more durable, but nah. Think about it. If I sell you $500 TV, it lasts for 10 years. But I could sell you $500 TV and only last for 3 years, and now you got to keep buying a new TV every 3 years. So now in 9 years, I done made you pay for the same damn TV three times over because I cheaped it down. This is some of the stuff that we're dealing with, and we're spending our money and backing people who's doing this to us. So it's like you can kind of show your actions where you put your money where your mouth is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hold up. Are you selling me faulty shit on purpose? Are you really putting a kill switch in certain goods, materials I have? And this shit isn't what you call it. This shit ain't limitless. It's a limited. We have limited resources. No, like everything is gonna just keep coming up out the ground. It doesn't happen like that. So why are we making stuff that actually breaks down? Like how are we getting further in technology and getting better stuff, but we getting worser products that don't last as long? It's like you can't help but notice this is happening on purpose. Like I don't know nothing on the inside, but I know from the outside what I see and what I see for consumers. I'm like, why are we putting up with this shit? Like we don't have to. Like you don't have to keep buying stuff like that. Like if something ain't good quality and you just like it and you need it, but they give you unreasonable price or the condition of it's not good, then don't pay for it. And guess what? Magically overnight they'll change it up and make it right. As long as y'all don't complain and say nothing about it, they're gonna keep it like that. Same thing with your churches. If y'all not reading your Bible, y'all not actually doing what y'all supposed to do, why you can't expect the pastor to try to bring you something better? Because y'all are dumbed down, and now he got to try to talk to y'all dumbed down, just like the music and stuff. It's a two-sided issue. So you can't complain from one end. It's like, well, they in charge is fucked up. Well, now y'all the people, y'all hold the power because y'all more. It's more than just two-sided. But you got to look at things like this. Like why are things getting dumbed down? Like if it depends on your age, and you notice this. So you go from to being 10 years old to being 20 years old, and then you see like the older generation, like, oh, that's the older generation. They ain't got this right, this, that, and third right. And then you start becoming the older generation. Once you start reading to the 30s, to the 40s, then you start seeing the new generation. You start seeing the effect of how you were misinformed, or how your perspective on things were actually, your perspective was on a shorter spectrum level than you really thought it was. Like you get to appreciate like some of the stuff you grew up with, and like movies, like whatever your favorite movie was from a kid, rewatch it as an adult, and you'll start noticing things that you didn't notice as a kid because they program you for stuff. That's why they call them television programs. They program you. You know, like a computer, you're being programmed. Your brain, you're being programmed with these programs and stuff. And they make a lot of them. And it's sad. Like when you look at like so-called regular TV and it's not paid for, they put some of the most boring shit, like the most boring shit ever. So you'll pay for the better shit. And then when you look at the paid for supposedly better shit, that shit is full of a whole bunch of perspective, opinionated stuff that you probably don't even agree with. But because it's in better quality and they throw in some entertaining scenes with it, you fall victim for it. It's like, yeah, I got to do this. I got to spend this extra $120 a month so I can see this stuff. You could create stuff that's better than that, but you still might not have the production quality. But the thing is, nowadays with different, these platforms, social media and stuff, if you actually come up with something that's actually very creative, people will back you. So you can do like a GoFundMe or something, like the concept the dude had. And I'm not going to explain that up here because I don't want nobody to steal it. Because like I said, be careful of your intellectual properties. But if you come up with something that's actually very creative and it's new and it's actually entertaining and stuff, people will put their money behind it so they can see it come to life. Like you got Kickstarters, GoFundMes, little startup programs to actually give you the money you need so you can put in that production quality for it. But you got to be careful because a lot of people use that as a scheme. Like, yeah, I'm about to make this new video game. So it's going to have this, it's going to have that in it. And then people spend millions and millions of dollars. And then God knows 5 years later, the game never even comes out. Where the hell did the money go to? So you got to be careful. It's a lot of stuff, but be more creative, people. Like, just be more creative. Stop waiting for the next thing to come out that's creative and watching it and loving it and then copying and pasting it. Because there could be so many other things that we can have if people were actually creative. But, people want to be lazy, sit and wait for something like, oh, that thing is generating views. Oh, that's the next hot topic. I got to talk about it. I got to do that in my video. People going to come to me and like me because I'm talking about the thing that everybody's talking about. Like, God damn, like that shit never gets old. Like it never gets old. Like it just keeps happening over and over again. It's like, who are the people on the outside watching? Like, y'all don't see this is what's happening. Like y'all don't see this is a trend. It's gonna blow over. People are easily fooled. Very easily fooled. It's easy to manipulate people, especially when they brain. Like people think they really are thinking, but they're not really thinking. You're kind of like partially thinking, like deep. Critical thinking. What would you wanted to add something to it? Yeah, go ahead.
You got a lot of smart people in this world, but they're smart within the construct that was set before they was born. Mm-hmm. It takes a master of consciousness and a true maverick to step out and go where no man has gone before, or either return to the place where we need to be. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the way you said that because it's true. Like people are like in their little thought box. I know everybody gonna joke that, every time I say schools of thoughts. Yeah, but they like people are trapped inside their own little thought box. Like this is the Republican thought box. This is the Democrat thought box. This is the rapper thought box. Like nah, it's like get out the box, get outside of the box. You see what I'm saying? Like be more creative. Like why everybody rap the same? Oh, this person got popular, made money from it. But guess what? There was somebody who originally started it, and it wasn't the trend. It wasn't the thing. Be like that person. Come up with your own stuff. Like stop copying and pasting every damn thing. Like, that's why stuff ain't so enjoyable. Give me one moment. Yeah, there's different schools of thoughts. Like, and when I focus on creativity, and it might seem like I'm talking about it too much, but I should, because nobody says nothing about it. Like we all kind of observe these things, but we don't never talk about it. Like why don't you hear more people say, "Damn, the rappers being lazy"? Like okay, like there's different genres. Like you got country, rock, rap, hip hop, R&B, and this and the third. Like we should have had like 20, 30 more of those by now. And the reason why we don't is because people are not creative. It was like, well, I'm scared of putting my money into something that ain't gonna make me money and stuff. But there was always those people who did, and they some of the richest people. Like, it's like a gamble. And I'm not saying, hey, spend your life savings on some bullshit. I'm not saying that, but be more creative and promote more creativity, and then that way we can get higher level product. So, I mean, out of everything, like the level of quality, the level of quality of things has been going down. Even what you can call the quality of life, even though people, places, and stuff look better, but even the family quality structure is going down. A lot of things are deteriorating in their quality and losing their values because it's not being creative now. Mass producing things so it can be cheaper for people. Yeah, that's a good thing too. But I'm talking about this overall quality and stuff, and just a lot of things. The quality is going down. Like it could be a particular food. Let me tell you how to do this to you. I am King restaurant thing, right? Whatever. So I said I got such and such burger, right? And for that first month, I put a lot of money, a lot of marketing, and I get some very good quality beef for the burger. I do that for a month, get y'all all hooked on it. Y'all start rapping about it. It's in a movie. It's on the newest hot show topic things. Like, oh yeah, that burger was good. Now y'all all like this burger. Then right after that month, I take out one of the key ingredients, not the best one, But I take out something from that burger that made it so good, and now I don't have to spend as much money. So let's say there was 5 different ingredients that I put in it. It was very quality. But now I just snuck one of those 5 key quality ingredients from it. And after that first month, most people ain't gonna complain. It's got that burger got notoriety. You know what I'm saying? People know more about that burger than just people. So boom, everybody gonna keep eating it. Then after like 2-3 months, I take another one of those out. Now I'm still making more money because now it's only 3 of those key ingredients. Y'all kind of don't whine about it. A couple of people do, but everybody keep eating it because it's like, man, such and such, man, this rapper nigga said this shit was good, so man, this shit good, you know. Oh no, I gotta laugh. Oh shit. Man, such and such said, man, this J good, man. I know this J good because old boy said that shit. And you dumb motherfuckers will keep believing that shit. Then 5-6 months later, so it's only like one of the ingredients of quality still not for it. Then a year later, I don't took all of it out of it. And then more than likely, 50% to 75% of people who's eating that first month probably ain't gonna recognize the difference or recognize the difference, but because it's an established thing, it's a household name. Keep eating that thing. You're gonna keep spending your bread, your hard-earned money on it, even though I don't jerk you. And it's the same thing like that when it comes to movies, when it comes to rappers and the albums. You'll notice it's the same trend. That first album, man, that shit was lit. That shit was fire. Boy, that shit was good. Second album, man, that shit good. That shit banging. Third album, yeah, that shit good. That shit all right. Fourth album, that shit bullshit. Man, this nigga don't feel off. Woo. All right. I'm gonna repeat what my brother said right quick. He said a lot of times when the marketing and advertisement goes into it and the quality that goes into that burger, a lot of people ain't even had it. So by the time they actually get it and it's the lesser quality product, they ain't buying it because it's lesser quality product. They buying it because of the notoriety of the popularity of it. So they buying it because it's the trending thing. Like, you know, you people like I'm just saying, like, if being a dumbass was trending, y'all people would. But guess what? Being a dumbass is trending, and most of y'all are dumbasses. And I apologize for cursing and saying that like that, but it's the truth. It's the damn truth. Like, I'm going to say it. Like, come on now. Look at half the stuff you grew up with, and look how much it's been dumbed down. Like, it's like you can't help but see the lack of quality. Like, you know, like we used to have what you call it.
Most commercials, not all, most commercials are developed in a room with a think tank towards uneducated, ignorant people.
Oh, yeah.
Towards those people with weak consciousness, with low education, and with what I call easily swayed emotions. If I can get a person to feel a certain way and to think a certain way off a couple of little snazzy lines, some colors, and a little slogan, that's the people it's for. Real commercials towards educated people do not happen on TV. They meet up and have a business meeting at a place,
and actually go through the numbers, actually look at the past and present, and project a future outlook on that situation, and actually do hard work in order to come up with a what I call a conclusion to the matter, or before they actually make a business decision, or before they actually buy a product. Some people do actual research and actual work before they actually are persuaded to go actually into business with somebody, or to actually buy a product, or to actually even associate their name with a product.
Mm-hmm. Now that we're going into that, I don't know if y'all are seeing this, but your boy Master P and Snoop did a couple of interviews, and they was talking about, you know, I'm into selling product. It was like, this cup of noodles, he can't call me 20 years later, so I ain't pay it. That shit fucking funny. I mean, well, what do you think about that? May situation. It was like, why he talking about that stuff now? And you know, about the Puff stuff. They were like, why he didn't say that shit back in the day? And then you never know. He might have been a part of some agreement where he couldn't have said it, or he might have just been staying loyal, waiting for things to change. But at the same time, you got to pay attention to stuff like that. Like, when you working somewhere for a month, then after 3 months and 6 months and a year and a couple of years, don't be expecting for things to magically get right before you get paid right. When you want your numbers, you want them shits off buck. You want this now. Don't expect for it to happen later. Because 9 times out of 10, it's a carrot on the string, on the stick, and you're hoping to get it, but you'll never get it. And that's what keeps your ass in the perpetual revolving door bullshit, you know. What was he saying about that? What was that last one? Because that was pretty funny too.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh yeah, about the business deals. Yeah, like, okay, so the think tanks and stuff, like, okay, these people are dumb. How can I relate to them? They're so idiots. So, okay, I'm gonna come up with something kind of entertaining, jokingly stupid, and they're gonna fall for it. Like, there's certain commercials for certain products, and I was like, wow, that's aimed for dumb people. And when people look at it and they laugh and they like it, I'm like, oh damn, you fell for it. You don't realize that was aimed at dumb. Don't like and laugh and like that stuff. Like, it sounds stupid, like, oh, it's not that detrimental. If it ain't, why the hell people spending billions of dollars a year on this type of stuff? If it ain't serious, just because you don't see it, you just seeing the outside of it. When you see your news and you hear it, like, these same people getting paid, like, whoever's being praised on one news station or one talk show and this and the third, they're getting paid. They paying the people to promote for you to like them. And then wherever you turn it, everybody's liking and talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all need to not be so stupid and fall for this stuff. And they spend millions and billions of dollars on it. Like, we can be solving world hunger and homelessness and ending wars and stopping drugs and addictions and shit. But nah, we spending billions of dollars to dumb down some stuff because y'all dumbasses like it. And that's how they gotta talk to you. Like, this is the society you stay in. Like, literally. I mean, that should be scary. That should be shocking. That should, somebody should say, oh. Go ahead.
I would like to add the point that it's crazy enough, but that all of that encourages itself inside the American dream, and the whole damn world is getting crazy to go for the American dream, meaning foreigners want to come here and live that American dream, but they don't realize it's actually a dream. Now, my whole thing is, how do you interpret a dream? If you're not a dream interpreter and you get a hold of a dream, you can interpret it the wrong way. A lot of people interpret the American dream as a good dream, full of blessings and prosperity and happiness, right? Or the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness, or however that goes, that little 3 breakdown. And then when they get here, some people obtain that on a high level because they actually make it, get money, get the big house and this and that, the third.
But for the majority of us, we end up running a rat race and realize that the American dream is a damn nightmare. See, because they wasn't able to interpret the dream before they came here. If they knew it was a nightmare, they would have stayed home, built infrastructure in their own homeland, and actually made things better where they at. But what happens is, instead of being a man and sticking to your home front, the land of your ancestors, and making things good for your people who came from your ancestors, your family bloodline in the earth, you hightail it and you run over here and you accept the American dream wherever that gets you in life. That's where you make your stake at. People, we got to get off the rat race. We got to get off the roller coaster, and we got to get out of this dream world and actually stay in the land of your ancestry and make things better for the ancestors, for your ancestors, or for your people where you stay at. Coming over here to America and making the American dream a reality is a nightmare for most others.
So let me say this: when it comes to what you call it, immigrants, whether they legal or illegal, and you ask them, why are you coming to America? And you hear the same answer. Look, now I'm you know I'm about to go into this. So look, they say the same thing. Well, where I'm from, there's no jobs, and I'm just trying to make way for my family. But when you actually research how most of these people get over here, these people save up $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, sometimes even $10,000 just to get over here. Now, you telling me you can save up thousands of dollars to get here, but it ain't no work, and it ain't no money where you from. Most people over here ain't got $5,000, $10,000 damn dollars saved up. So how the hell are you coming from a place where you can save up that much money and people over here ain't got that much saved up? I mean, you shitting me. I mean, like, you got to do the numbers to this stuff. You're looking for what you seen on TV. When you get here, you don't see that shit isn't a production studio. It's in $1 billion production studio. The shit you think you about to get into is a movie. You're not about to get into that movie. Your ass gonna be working for these people over here and making them richer. And on the same time, for your country now, because they ain't got your ass there making money, now you done made your country worse and now propped up this one. Working for this country.
Now I would like to speak to that just for a second.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
The reason why I began saying that you need to stay in the land of your ancestors and build the infrastructure and the way of life for betterment for the way of life of your people where you stay at is because if you leave there and take your ingenuity, take your know-how, take your strengths, take your smarts, take your inner guts, your inner ambitions, and you take them to another land, you pay into that American system, the American government that's going to empower America, leaving the country that you came from in shambles.
Yeah,
this is why America is getting so strong.
Yeah,
it's because nobody believes in the land of their ancestry.
And we selling you a movie, we selling you a rap song or a pop song, and you thinking that's like that over here, but it's not. Think about it like this: if you come from a country that's not as good as ours, and that's what you said, and now you want to be in this country, right? But a lot of times, it be the people with more money, it be the better people, the good people who's leaving their country. So in turn, you're making your country worse by doing that. Now you can blame some of the problems on your country by leaving. Like if all the people who get money and the good people just leaving the country, you're messing over your country by doing that.
Let me give a direct evidence to that. Some people might watch this video later and say, "Where's your evidence for that?" I'm going to give you such a big, right out in the open evidence that it can't be denied. It's the elephant in the room. The immigrants from Europe came over here, put their time and effort into this country and made this country more powerful than the place that they came from. There's your evidence right there.
Mm-hmm.
People, European immigrants left their lands, came over here as immigrants, and now America is the elephant in the room when it comes to the world economy. This is how you know if you want a world in a world where things are fair when it comes to country to country to country, you have to build the land of your ancestry up so it can compete with America. Hightailing it from the land of your ancestry to America to live the American dream, which is a nightmare, is actually treasonous to your people who lie in the graves, who wanted you to become a better man and actually do great things in the land of your ancestry. Is treason to come over here as an immigrant and give your heart, your mind, and your soul to a land that is not of your ancestry. Is disrespectful to your ancestors, is disrespectful to your children, and the only way your children is going to benefit from you betraying your country, they have to come and betray their country. So they have to do the same thing. They have to follow suit. So what you actually teaching your children is to actually be dishonorable to the ancestor that lie in their grave, actually become treasonous to your own country and put your blood, sweat, and tears into another country system. Oh, people, wake up.
Now I can tell you this. Now, if you really do lack opportunity and you happen to get a good opportunity over here, now shout out to these type of immigrants. Some of them, they don't try to live this American dream lifestyle. They live like how they used to back at home, but accommodating to the social constructs of America. And what they do, they save their money and they send their money back home to their home countries to help build up their families and stuff. Shout out to them, because it's not all of them, but it, the number on that, I don't know. But for those that do that, I applaud that. I recommend that. But for the ones that you just abandon your country, you just coming over here, now you're just working here, spending all your money here. Look out for the people that had you. If it wasn't for that country, you wouldn't even exist. You wouldn't know what you know to be able to get over here, to be able to maneuver like you did. So you should show some homage to where you came from.
And I want to say this. That's what you should be doing, you damn bastard, because that's what you become when you turn your back on the land of your ancestry. It's dishonorable to the people who actually put you in the world, and then you turn your back on and you come and you empower another country. It's like slapping them in the face. And you should be called a bastard because you actually turned your back on your forefathers. America never turns their back on their forefathers. They honor George Washington. They honor Robert E. Lee. They always honor their forefathers. But what do you do? What do? You come over here and you honor somebody else's forefathers. That's treasonous to the ancestors that lie in their grave, and you should be called a bastard, and you should be called out for it.
Yeah, don't get caught up in this American dream thing. Like, for most of us over here, we aware of it because we in it. It's like I thought y'all would have known that wasn't like a real thing, but some of y'all are like Hollywood struck, star-eyed, like you are totally fooled and brainwashed, and you've been. It's like fishing. Like, okay, I'm gonna put this out here. Y'all like it? Oh, I'm gonna reel you right in. Like, you gonna leave your place and your comfort and come over here and be subservient to a society and looked down upon. Don't even realize, like, some people should talk more about it, but they don't. And there's a lot of money that could be made out of it. So as long as there's money being made, nobody's going to bring that to your attention and actually explain that to you. And people just going to fall victim to it every day, every year. Like, there's 100,000 people just swarming into here every fucking month. Like it's crazy. It's like, where's the infrastructure for all that? Like, like.
And let me say one more thing. Mm-hmm. When you come over here and you pay taxes, taxes are what I call a strengthening and a backing of a country. So when you pay taxes, you're honoring the strength and the future of that country. Okay, so as a taxpayer, my taxes go to the government and to the state in order to give us our infrastructure, like hospitals, roads, maybe subsidies like food stamps or anything when I get in trouble, and especially to get my Social Security when I get old. You understand? The reason why a lot of countries don't have that and come to America for that is because you're not actually creating the infrastructure for that in your country. No wonder America is a damn dream. It's because you're not actually making a reality in the land of your ancestry. Make the things that America has in your country and they'll have them. How can you be so mentally duped into strengthening another country and wondering why America seems like it's a damn wonderland and a dream? It's because you're actually in reality working hard to make it strong and make it a damn reality when you could have did it in the land of your ancestry.
Yeah.
No, we can't do it. We tried and it was hard. Hey, America was not built off damn feathers and fairy tales. It was a lot of goddamn hard work that went into this damn country before it became strong. Do the same. It is easy. Follow the model. Hard work, save up, build infrastructure that actually keep reproducing more goods and actual wealth that can be stored up into your country is just as strong as America. Then you might be on an even keel when you go to the UN and ask for stuff or demand stuff because you have enough power. If you don't have enough power, all you're going to do is be subservient to America.
Yeah, pretty much. You should people. I understand people want a better lifestyle, but at the same time, if you know that look at it like this, like a family business. Your country, it's like a family business. So your country, your family business isn't doing so good. So you're just gonna bail on your family and go to the next family business and help them prosper. And that's kind of in the realm of what people are actually doing. Like, think about it.
It's true.
Like, why would you leave your family businesses failing instead of helping it out? Help your family business so it can prosper. You see what I'm saying? You wouldn't just lead to another family business. But when you're thinking about countries, they're basically family businesses.
Okay, let me do this. I'm a black man, all right? So let me speak on the behalf of melanated people in a certain area, and I'm going to call them out by name. Nigerians produce the smartest people and the most educated people on earth. What the hell is wrong with Nigeria if they're producing the most smartest people on earth? It's because every time they get smart from white academia, they come hightail it to America and make America even stronger while Nigeria is suffering when they could have stayed there and built hospitals and taught other people who can't afford to go to college this necessary skills to be a dentist, to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to be an engineer. But oh no, I'm going to take my little precious little white European skills and go to another whole land and invest in that country. Wow, straight treason.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you got to think about it. Like, if we're not doing these things, they're not going to really happen. So we need to start doing these things so our family businesses, our countries and stuff could be better. Well, my country is America, and we always doing good. People keep, making it better. So, one thing, it really doesn't matter. Even to like the poorest people, we still have a basic infrastructure to be able to, a person can be able to be taken care of and stuff. And, I would like to put in, some type of institutions where it can actually help people from going into poverty and addiction and stuff like that, or helping people mitigate out of those situations. And it's easier said than done. I know that much because it's like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. Like how many people or resources can you involve in trying to get in having a whole separate entity person do things that they're supposed to do? And that's just not easy. It's way easier said than done, but it still needs to be done.
What good is a land if you're not going to build a kingdom on it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A land is for things to land on it, for it to be founded and be set upon it. If you have a land, build the kingdom. If you build it, they will come.
Mm-hmm.
And do not, and I'm going to say this, and this should ring bells throughout the whole world. Do not let this damn world fool you into the fact
that the land of your ancestry is only good for tourism of stuff that was made by your ancestors 500 years ago. Meaning that, hey, I want to go to Sicily because of these old buildings and boats and stuff and these cuisines. Your country can be stronger than that. Oh, I want to go to Africa because I can see elephants. Make your country stronger than that. I want to go to France because they have the Eiffel Tower. Your country is better than just the Eiffel Tower. Do not let these people just make your country a tourist attraction. They should be attracted to the wealth, to the infrastructure, and the power of the people of that damn land. Do not let this world make your damn land of your ancestors just a tourist attraction. You know what that is? That's meaning your country is the fucking Disneyland. Don't do that.
Oh yeah, people turning it into a tourist attraction. Yeah, that's bad. Like, yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. Like, you know, have your culture.
People come to America for tourist attraction, but the main reason why they come to America is because the infrastructure and the wealth that can be made here, because the country economy is strong and there's a standing kingdom with a standing army, with a standing economy, and also what I call bells and whistles as far as tourism.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, don't turn your country into a what you said?
A tourist attraction. Turn your country into a mighty kingdom that can actually compete with America and especially have not requests but demands at the UN.
Yeah, you know, an ideal world where everybody has like equality and where we don't just have some type of lopsided table, you know, would be interesting. You think it might, but it might cause more wars and turmoil at the same time. But the right thing is the right thing too. You know, like when you talk about stuff like this, that's interesting. Like, how do you like from the a tourist attraction type country, like, but they don't have the infrastructure. So how do they get the infrastructure and the military might and the money up, and their economies up and stuff, if they really ain't got it like that?
Sometimes you have to do it just like America did. Sometimes you have to start off with horse and buggy until you actually come into the industrial age, and nobody's willing to do the hard work anymore that your ancestors put you in this world for. Hey, we worked our ass off to the bone that our ancestors might go after us and be stronger and smarter. Not take your smarts and your strengths to another damn country. I say it again, it is high treason and it's a slap in the face of your ancestors, and you should be rightfully called a bastard.
But think about it, you know, like I said, the country is like a family business. If you leave that family business and you go to another family business country, that ain't right. Like, and that's basically what they doing. Yeah, that's very true. Like, that's, you know, and then like you can tell people that, but ain't like they're gonna listen to it. They be like, nah, they'll hit you with that saying, I need to make the money and stuff. You know, like, come on, man. I be seeing people out here looking crazy. You know, I mean, you know, let me tell you something else I see. I seen people out here asking people for money, right? And then they go hop in the car. Like, wow, you actually got a car? And you ain't got a job somewhere? Like, shit, hell, having a car is a job nowadays with the Uber and all this, the DoorDash and the you got the people who do the shopping for the people, the delivery. It's so many ways that people can be making money. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
I'll make an interesting fact that people don't look at. A lot of immigrants come over here don't even like Americans, but they do what they have to do in order to make their way in America. But you know what happens? They have children here, and their children become born again Americans. Now the very thing that you didn't like and hated your children are.
How's that good for the land, your ancestors and the land of your ancestry? Now your children are not even French no more. They're not even Russian no more. They're not even Nigerian no more. They're Americans.
Yeah.
How can that make anything about your ancestry, the land of your ancestry strong? Or the lineage or the what I would call the history of your people strong? You're diluting and getting rid of the history of you actually, okay, say a people were born in the earth and they were supposed to have a 2,000 year history. Well, you basically taking that history and you just cutting it off, and now you're making American history. How can anything be Spain or France or Russian or Nigerian if you're taking your youth, placing them in America and making them Americans? You're making your ancestry Americans, and they're rolling over in their grave and we're like, no, you're a Frenchman. Your children should stay in France and make France strong. But no, 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 because of the American dream and these damn commercials that y'all seem to worship overseas, it seems to just put y'all in a mental, I don't know, a mental prison to where you can't think outside of the little system that they put your mind into. You got to make your country strong in order for your ancestry to be something in the future. I mean, we can keep doing this little melting pot all we want to, but in the end, you're going to realize that the world is going to suffer and America is going to prosper.
I was thinking about that melting pot thing in my head. I was like, that, it just sounds cool and sounds good, but at the same time, if you ever seen a pot melt, it's not a good thing. It is definitely not good. So it's funny that we use things to justify stuff that when you think about it to its core basis does not make sense. Like, okay, yeah, we do have a society of a lot of different races of people and stuff, and we call each other Americans. Yeah, I say that. I get that too, but like at the same time, people should still have their identities because outside where we come from, there's identities and places and stuff, and there's cultures and there's traditions. You know what I'm saying? I like to honor that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't just like getting rid of something that's been working good for God knows how many hundreds of thousands of years. I like for things to work orderly, you know what I'm saying? But now when we do introduce new things like different technologies and help out, it's cool too, but we got to be careful. You're letting different stuff out. Like every time something good comes out, there'll be like something bad behind the shit too. So you got to be careful with that. But yeah, that melting pot thing, yeah. Anything else you want to say? You keep going. Yeah, we all need to be careful. As you grow up in American society.
Yes, I do got something else to say.
Go ahead.
I can hear in the spirit right now, there's going to be some people who's going to watch this. Mm-hmm. And they're going to say that American does not know the state of my country and how bad it is over here.
No.
I'm going to repeat this 2 more times, and then I'm going to say what I got to say. There's going to be people who hear this video and say he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a stupid American, and he doesn't know my country. He doesn't know how corrupt the leadership is, and he doesn't know how bad it is over here. 3rd time, there's going to be people who are going to say that I'm ignorant, and I'm talking out of the side of my neck, and do not realize the harsh reality of the situation of their people and where they come from. And I say to you, that's the very damn reason that your ancestors should charge you with treason for not staying in your country and changing it from the inside out. These people who are in control of your country can only live for so long. It's the future of the youth to become strong, to become smart, and to become the leaders of your country where you at. So that way you might change it from the inside out. No matter what you say, for you to take your hard sweat, blood, tears, and strength to another country is high treason, especially if you live in a 3rd world country when the leadership is all corrupt. It is treason.
Yeah. I mean, now, it's not easy, but that shit is true. You gotta help your country out as it is, and that's easy to say because I'm in a good, supposedly good country though. But just because I stay here, not everybody has it good here. Like there's some people who got it real bad, like there's homeless people, and then and looking at it from different, different countries and stuff that aren't so developed. I can't say I can imagine that, but the truth is, like going back to the family business thing, like you don't want to, you can't, you're not going to be able to help your country out from over. I mean, some of them do, some of them do, but for the most part, they don't be doing that. I'm pretty sure they don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not into all these lies, but I ain't heard about a whole bunch of big change from people coming over here to their countries from after coming over here. Might be a couple of cases, but not like in.
You know what? I'm gonna do a video on ancestral treason.
That's really fun, but it is though, because if you think about it, I mean, isn't it pretty much treason that your country ain't doing so well, so you decide to leave your country, and now a lot of people start leaving your country, and now it's even worse because y'all done left your damn country, you left your damn family business, and wonder why it's failing, and then complain about it, and the part of the problem. That shit crazy. Yeah, I think about it, it's the truth. Is it so easy? Are you supposed to do? I don't know. Everybody got their own choice, but at the same time, try to make sure instead of just complaining about the issues you're having, make sure you get some results from it. You know what I'm saying? Actually do something, like put together some plans, save up some money, talk to some people, get like-minded, do all that good stuff, and then actually, create some of the programs, create some of the jobs, create some of the infrastructure, build some of the roads, build the schools, the hospitals, and all that good stuff that your country actually need. Build the factories, the warehouses, and the processing plants. Yeah.
All countries started off with horse and buggy and a damn plow. They started off very simple. If America can do it, so can you.
Yeah, and then especially where technology is at now, like the intelligence to be able to do things is like at everybody's fingertips now. So for countries to be able to pull themselves up, yeah, it'd be a long, grueling process, but it works and pays off for you. I'm gonna look forward to the next 10, 20 years and see what countries, because it always happen like that. You'd be like, damn, why they doing so good? It's because they actually took the serious steps to promote their country in a way to where they could be more prosperous and economically, so and give a better quality of life to their people. So, right, you got to start from scratch. Start from what you get. You feel me? And build yourself up. One by one. It's not impossible, and it's like that's an initiative that everybody should have, and like there's so many different things, and like that comes up within the last couple of 100 years, but people can get even more creative and come up with who knows how much more fantastic stuff. So it's like you don't just give up and just wait for other countries to just do stuff. No, it's stuff to be learned and researched and stuff that we can find out, maybe intergalactic, fucking travel. You never know. Who knows who's going to come up with that? You never know. Like,
this is another thing too. I hate for my analytical economy politically correct side to come off because I'm a spiritualist. But if you allow somebody to come in your country and to start a business, and that business actually empowers American interests and not the country, your own country, that is treasonous. You need to promote business that actually holds the best interest of the country of your ancestry. To let a foreign country come into your land and to make money off your country while empowering their country financially is treason, and your ancestors should roll over there in their grave, and rightfully you should be called a bastard.
Yeah.
I hate to talk so strongly, but if you can hear your ancestors speak from the grave, you'll know what I was talking about.
And then, a lot of people fought hard for us to be able to have the quality of life that we do have, and we got to respect that. So like they went through a lot of struggles and stuff. Like look at America with the 400 years of slavery that happened. Like my people went through a lot of things, and now even though I think we could be in a lot better position, but we still are in a better position than like majority of the people in the world. Kind of, it sounds stupid, but like for the average person, for the majority of the world type shit, you know, like we do have time, and we got to get more creative. Like I said, with our intellectual properties and stuff, and start to actually generate the revenue. And not only that, we are a purchasing block. You see what I'm saying? So like it's things we will always buy, but when we start creating some things also, then we can start having empowerment, and then that way our influence could get into the political system and to the laws and to the education system and the medical system and stuff, because then we'll be actually, you know, generating stuff to where we can actually, you know, be able to donate to causes and stuff and to activities and stuff. It might sound a lot complicated and stuff like that, but it's not. All you gotta do is be creative, come up with something to then start money generating, and then we build up teams that actually, you know, consolidate the way we actually doing stuff. Like there's so many different things that's out there that where we could be making money as a people that we not actually utilizing. And a lot of people look at us for culture and for style and different trends and stuff, which we are good at, but we are good at a lot of things, not just basketball stuff like that. But we not being like, it didn't seem like something to be cool to be doing. Like, oh, I'm a businessman with a business suit. You ain't even gotta wear a business suit as long as you actually doing your business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much. Like, I want to come up with just a whole list of things. I'm gonna just keep trying some stuff, see what works, see what don't work. You know what I'm saying? And just invest in, you know, small stuff, and then I can actually come up with something big and creative. Boom, come out with it. You know, I want to make, you know, like I'm good on rapping, but I ain't worried about that because that shit what it is, and I ain't really messing with that. But I would like to make it like a movie, a movie, maybe a book, something like that. Something real creative that we ain't got, and people like it. I get money for it. You know, that's what everybody want, right? With the business and stuff, get money for it. But now I got a couple of creative ideas. Though. I'm not gonna share it right now, but that's what we need to do as people. Like you know, there's different stuff like how you got a lawnmower, or like how somebody made the bicycle. Like you can think of something, think of something that people do maybe daily or weekly or something, and how to make it more efficient. And now you don't create this tool or device or something for this set objective. Now you're making money. You see what I'm saying? Like that's all it takes. Is just you just sitting down and being creative and not listening to the same dumb stuff over and over again and being brainwashed with a whole bunch of dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you just sit there and boom, come up with a good creative idea. Boom, now you can take care of your family. Now you got generational wealth and don't even know it because you ain't even think. Now because you shouldn't listen to this or doing the same bullshit activity. You know what I'm saying? And you come up with something very creative. Like I just thought of something. Now you got to pick a name for the shit. You know, you got to come up with a foreign name for something. Not like actually foreign, but you know, something that it's not even been named. Like, you know what? I came up with this tool. This helps, does such and such, and it does this. Boom, patent it, copyright it, all that good stuff. Get your lawyer work done. Boom, start selling your product through large distribution centers to their affiliate stores and stuff. And boom, you making money. You in there, you know. Man, don't just stop there. Like just because you came up with one creative idea, then start doing more because, you know, like it's like for like a rapper or something. It was like, don't just spend all your money like that. You might want to invest in some stuff, you know, open up some businesses or something. It's like, cause that money can run out. You know what I'm saying? And that's something like really good for people. Like for you to go from not really having nothing and then going to having a lot of money, and then all of a sudden you don't have none of that money, and everybody like you fell off, like and people like to clown and joke, like, yeah, he fell off, ain't got money no more. This and the third. It's like, but it's a culture, it's a whole culture built around that, and some type of stupor of entertainment, but it's like dumb. It's ignorant. I don't know. People enjoy it. And it exists. It's kind of like childish, but that's what people do. People, for some odd reason, people know there's something wrong in the world and know we're supposed to be doing better, right? But when somebody comes up with better stuff, it gets rejected, and people like to just mock and find out dumb shit and argue, debate, and so people are more interested in stuff that makes us worse while still questioning why stuff is so bad. It made it like it didn't make sense. Let me try to say it like this. We're in a world with a lot of problems, but inside the world, people create more problems than actually trying to solve problems and get a better world at the same time, which is what you call like an oxymoron or whatever. What you call it? What's that other word? Damn, I can't think of it. A contradiction. Yeah, it's like that's contradictory to a contradictory statement, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Why people like that? I don't know. Will people change? Probably not overnight, but we got to make things better to where people actually accept them for being better and make it like a normal thing. If we can normalize making things better, and it's not like, okay, like, oh, you smart, you're a geek or something, like, nah, we need to get better. Like, that's all it takes. Some childish joke, and now people just dumb as hell because they think it's not cool to be intelligent. That's all it takes. That's scary. Like, that's why I don't like going to like places with a lot of people, because people yell one thing, something, and everybody running. Like, people like are like animals. Like, they get like this herd mentality thing, and it's kind of scary. Like, I'm not scared of people. It's just like, anything dumb can happen. Like, I'm not around that. Oh, I ain't type of all that foolishness shit. Like, I'm good on all that. Nah, y'all can have all that. You feel me? I ain't got time for it. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all got time all day for it to go out there and get that glossy eye look and be looking with that smile like, oh shit, I think some dumb shit gonna happen, and like happy and entertained by that shit. And then before you know it, you ass up in it. Now you don't get shot, or you weren't even part of it. You just standing too close to the shit or some shit. Now you don't get fucked up, but your shit was all cool. Like, people, I don't know what's wrong with people. Even if you explain it to them, they'll still be that way. And they're like, it's scary out here, yeah. Well, I did almost like 2 hours in. I'm gonna go ahead and end this live now. If y'all got any comments or whatever, leave them in the comment thing. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll do another live, maybe in a couple of days, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe in a couple of days. Who knows? Come up with some stuff, research something, bring out some stuff that people ain't heard of or is really talked about, something like that. I like doing that. Do some research, but all right. I'm out. Peace. Everybody have a good day, good night, whatever. I'm out.